Sorry, there was someone at my gate. And tell me, Jenny, when is the school closing?
When is Monday next week? Well, yeah.
Monday next week. Are you excited?
I don't know.
Do you think that you might be going away for this vacation?
Well, maybe, but I'm not sure.
Okay. And tell me, Jenny, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
Well, I eat rice, meat, and an egg.
You ate. Okay. So you ate. Oh wow! And who made that?
Well, my dad buy it. My dad.
Your dad. And does your dad make nice food?
No, he buy them. He bought them.
He bought it. Okay. And tell me, Jenny, when else have you painted, or did you do a drawing?
Well, I did draw, but well, I'm too lazy to draw, so I just color.
Okay, so you just color in. And what did you color in?
Well, I have a book, and it's just about chibi art style, but I guess I just color them. They have a lot of pages though, and very detailed.
And tell me, Jenny, when last have you watched a YouTube video?
Since Sunday, because I'm too bored.
Too bored? And tell me, what do you like to do in your free time, Jenny?
Usually just color stuff to ease my anxiety, or just watch people outside from the window for no reason.
So do you sit by the window and watch them from the outside?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is something interesting that you've seen from the window?
Well, I guess just a bird. A pigeon is just somehow landed on a person's head. And it's kind of new.
Okay. Okay, so Jenny, what we're going to do today is we are going to do different topics today, okay? But I'm going to allow you to choose, okay? So here we have, let me show you quickly. Should people lose their jobs if it helps the environment? Do you want to do this one? Or should children be allowed to enter beauty pageants?
No.
Which one would you like to do?
Well, I remember both of them. I already did it though, right?
Yes, but we're going to do something different with it today.
Okay, so...
Which one?
This one.
Children should be allowed to enter beauty pageants?
Yeah.
Okay, so some people think girls should be in their teens before entering beauty pageants. So Jenny, if someone asked you to enter beauty pageant, would you? Would you do a beauty pageant?
No.
Why?
Because it would be a waste of time, and sometimes people give us some clothes that are very itchy.
Okay. Do you know any girls who has participated in beauty pageants?
Well, my school didn't bring that up yet, so no.
Okay. So, can you read for us the article?
There's a beauty pageant in town and a friend convinces you to go. You think beauty pageants are boring, but you go anyway because you want to see what the big deal is. When you arrive at the contests, however, you're shocked because you discover that the contestants are only 6 years old. Every year, over 100,000 girls under the age of 12 compete in beauty pageant in the United States. Organizers of these beauty pageants say they teach young girls important lessons that will help them later in life. They say the girls learn about hard work, discipline, and self-confidence. Other people say that children should not be put through the stress of beauty pageants. They say that 6 years old should not have to worry about things like self-discipline or being beautiful little girls.
Okay, so let's quickly. Who do you refer to as a contestants?
Well, people who go in the pageant, like the beauty pageant.
The beauty pageant who participate. Yes, well said. And then who are the organizers?
People who organize different types of time for girls and teach them.
Okay, and so they say that these pageants have say the girls learn about hard work, discipline, and self-confidence. Do you think this is true?
Well, I don't know. It's dependent on the girls.
And what is self-confidence?
Well, the confidence about everything, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And so they say they start from the age of 6 years old. Do you think this should be allowed?
I don't know. It depends on the rule in the beauty pageant and is it suitable enough for parents to think it's good.
Okay. And if someone says to you, Jenny, you have to arrange a beauty pageant in your school, okay? What would you decide? What would be the minimum age?
Well, maybe 10 years old or just 18, I guess.
Okay, 18. That's it. And why would you say 18?
Well, cause maybe I don't know. If they grow up, they would know more about what life is, and when they go to beauty pageant, they know if it's wrong, is it wrong or is it right. It depends.
It depends. Yes. Okay. So can you read for us why people say yes and no to children being be beauty queens?
People who want to study pageant should lighten up. But participating in beauty pageant is just like playing Little League. Beauty pageants can teach girls how to be self-confident and a good sport. More important, they're lots of fun. 6 years old love wearing glamorous dresses and fancy hairstyle, and the parents and family love to see them all dressed up.
Right. And why would some of them say no?
All beauty pageants are ridiculous, but these pageants are the worst. Teaching girls to compete over their looks is wrong, especially when they're so young. Little girls should learn to feel confident about their abilities, not their looks. And who cares if a 6 years old learn about discipline? 6-year-old girls should be having fun, not working. Beauty pageants are not just a waste of time, they're harmful.
Okay. So now, based on what they say, so people who want to stop these pageants should lighten up. What does it mean to lighten up?
Like, don't be too over dramatic.
Yes, well said, Jenny. Participating in beauty pageants is just like playing Little League. Beauty pageants can teach a girl how to be self-confident and a good sport. More important, there are lots of fun. 6-year-olds love wearing glamorous dresses. What are glamorous dresses?
Like dresses are colorful or very glamorous, like a bunch of diamonds on it, I guess.
Perfect. So, and some people will say no, all beauty pageants are ridiculous, but these pageants are the worst. Teaching girls to compete over their looks is wrong, especially when they're so young. Do you think it is wrong to compete with your looks?
Yeah.
And why do you say that?
Because people have their own unique and you don't have to judge them that way. Besides, they have feelings.
So little girls should learn to feel confident about their abilities, not their looks. And who cares if 6-year-old learns about discipline? 6-year-old girls should be having fun. not working beauty pageants are not just a waste of time, they're harmful. Okay, so Jenny, you are going to tell me why 6-year-old girls should not participate in beauty pageants. You're going to give me 4 reasons and examples. Are you ready?
Okay, so first of all, to me is, well, children should not be in beauty pageants because first of all, they are just kids. Sometimes kids could do something wrong, but they just don't know about it. They might just feel confidence because, well, they're kids, of course. But then again, it would be having a lot of work on them, and well, sometimes the parents are being too over dramatic about them. Second of all is, well, people could be nosy or over too dramatic about their looks, and sometimes kids have their own unique look and they have own little unique stuff and the abilities that you might not know about when they grow up. Third of all is, I think we should not care about looks. I think we should know what they feel and, well, what the special case of their uniqueness, I guess. People have their own stuff, I know. Fourthly is, having a little kids going to beauty pageant might cause a lot of work to them because sometimes people just be too caught up in their work and then just talk so much work for them that they just don't know. Sometimes they just walk around and then forget what are they doing. But it depends on them. And in conclusion is, children shouldn't be in beauty queens.
Okay, well said, Jenny. That was really good. Okay, so moving on to the next one, you're going to choose between, should students get paid for attending school? And then, if you do the crime, should your parents do the time?
I mean, this one.
This one. Okay. So if you do the crime, should your parents do the time? So if you, for example, Jenny, if you did something wrong, do you think your parents should pay for it?
No, because, well, that just sounds like a spoiled brat could go anywhere and pass through it like nothing.
I agree with you. And do you think that some kids' parents are currently paying for things they have done wrong?
It depends on the country, but I don't know.
Yeah, depends on the country. Okay, so some say parents of young criminals should be punished. Others say that child's crime is not their fault. What do you think? So if someone, for example, is 8 years old, okay, they walk into a shop and they steal some things from the shop. Now that they get caught, so do you think their parents should pay for their punishment?
No, because like if they do something bad and then they just have someone to help them and then they just get over it like nothing, the people who got robbed will feel angry.
Okay, well said. And what do you think? What can be done to these kids who take things or who actually does a crime?
Be in jail, I guess, or jail school.
A jail school, that's a good idea. What other punishment could be done to them so they would never do it again?
Maybe like, I don't know.
Do you think that, for example, they should be banned from certain places, or they should not be allowed to have their phones or watch TV?
Maybe. But like, that is a punishment that parents usually do for the stuff of their kids. But then again, just rob things and then they will not just watch TV for their entire life. They have other activity too, but well, need some more.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is, can you read for us the article there, Jenny?
Yeah. I didn't hear clearly.
Say again.
I didn't hear you clearly.
Oh, you can read the article for us, please.
Okay. So when kids do things that are wrong, their parents normally get angry, but they usually don't get senses or find themselves. Until now, today, more than 35 states have laws holding parents legally responsible for the children's actions. In California, parents can be forced to pay up to $25,000 to cover the cost of property damage or the children's cars. In Oregon, parents can be fined up to $1,000 or be ordered to attending parenting classes if their kids commit juvenile crimes. Some states are cutting welfare payments if the children miss school regularly, but many people think these policies are terrible. They say parents have some responsibility, but that the only person to blame for a crime is a criminal. They also say that the law sends a bad message to kids. It tells them that they aren't responsible for their own action.
Okay, so let's have a look. So what does it mean to get sentenced?
Like, it's almost like an equal meaning to a visit or go, but sentence like you're forced to go there.
Sentence you. If the judge sentenced you, does it mean they punished you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So when kids do things that are wrong, their parents normally get angry, but they usually don't get sentenced, okay, punished, or fined themselves. And what does it mean to get fined?
Go to jail. Or just about money stuff that need to pay.
Yes. Okay. So, until now, today, more than 35 states have laws holding parents legally responsible for their children's actions. Do you think parents should be held legally responsible for their kids?
Maybe, but if they're old enough to know what the reality is, then I think parents should literally let go of them and let them know about what life is, and not just be encaged with their parents. We're taking care of them all day.
Okay. So in California, parents can be forced to pay up to $25,000 to cover the cost of property damage their children cause. In a region, parents can be fined up to $1,000 or be ordered to attend parenting classes if their kids commit juvenile crimes. What are juvenile crimes?
Well, crimes that make just like supposed to be a kid crimes.
And what does the word juvenile mean?
It's just about kids, a punishment for little children.
So it is young kids. So juvenile is young kids crimes. Okay. So some states are even cutting welfare payments if their children miss school regularly. But many people think these policies are terrible. They say parents have some responsibilities, but that the only person who blamed for crime is a criminal. They also say that the law sends a bad message to kids. It tells them that they aren't responsible for their own actions. What do you think? When teens commit crime, should their parents do the time? So, can you read for us why people say yes and why some say no?
Well, kids don't just end up bad, they become criminals because no one has taught them right from wrong. Sure, there are a lot of things that affect kids. Schools, friends, society, all these contribute to how a kid behaves. But no one affects kids' actions more than parents. If a kid ends up a criminal, the parents are particularly responsible and they should be punished.
And then no?
This is ridiculous. Sure, it's important for parents to raise the kids right, but at a certain point out people have to take responsibility for their own action. When kids commit crimes, they're responsible, not their parent. Anyway, parents don't always have as much control as you think. Good parents can end up with a bad kid. They shouldn't be punished for that. It's not their fault.
Exactly. So, let's have a look. So, kids don't just end up bad, they become criminals because no one has taught them the right or wrong. Do you believe that? Do you believe that kids doesn't know between right or wrong?
No. Well, they're at a right age, so sometimes at a random age, you just knock your brain out and you know what life is. So you probably know what right and wrong is.
Okay. So, let's see. Sure, there are lots of things that affect kids, school, friends, society, all of those. What does the word contribute mean?
Well, I don't know how to explain.
To add to their behavior. Okay. But no one affects kids' actions more than parents. If a kid ends up a criminal, the parents are partially. What does the word partially mean?
I don't know.
So it's not fully, but partially. So some of it. So parents are responsible for some of it, and they should be punished. This is ridiculous. Sure, it's important for parents to raise their kids right, but at a certain point, all people have to take responsibility for their own actions. When kids commit crimes, they're responsible, not their parents. Anyway, parents don't always have as much control as you think. Good parents can end up with a bad kid. They shouldn't be punished for that. It's not their fault. Okay. So what do you think? So when teens commit crimes, should their parents do the time? Okay. So now you're gonna tell me, Chenny, 3 reasons why the parents should not do the time for the crimes their kids commit. Are you ready?
Okay, so first of all is I think that when kids make a crimes, then they will probably know what their action is doing. Besides, at a certain point, I know that some kids accidentally break things that cost a fortune and they just didn't mean by that. I know. We can just look at the camera anyways. But then again, if kids break something, they're purposely doing it, then they should know what they are doing. Besides, they need to know what life is, and they cannot just run away with nothing on their hands. Second of all is I think that parents could be too overprotective or just too overdramatic about the kids. Because I know that some parents will be just so act up for a single boo-boo on their little kids, because I know that some of those parents is, but sure they love their kids, so why not? But if the kids made a crime potentially is on the rule of the laws what the country said, then they should probably be in jail or juvenile crimes, I guess, commit. Third of all is I guess that, well, it might be like a parent will be a bad parenting to the kids, they might just actually follow what their parent is, because at a young age you particularly just follow what people do and you think, oh, those people do it, so I couldn't do it. But then again, if your parent did something bad about something and you just follow that randomly, and then somehow if they got a bad parenting and a bad parent, that means the kids will grow up in a bad environment. Making that way, they will also act the way their parents act. In conclusion is I think that parents cannot do the times when teens commit crimes.
Fantastic. Well said, Jenny. That was really good. Okay, so moving on to something new. Let me just quickly grab that. So I'm going to change up the topics now. Okay, we're going to do some different ones. Give me 1 second. Should homework be abolished? Do you know what the word abolish means, Jenny?
Disappear or expire or never be here.
Yes. What do you think? Should homework be abolished?
No. I know that homework is a devil on earth and everyone hates that, but then like, really come on, you need that. That's how you just level up your IQ, that's all. And I know that you're bad at a subject, your grade aren't good, and your parent always shout at you, but then again, you ever just like actually work hard for it? I mean, you're the one choosing the lifestyle here.
Very true. Okay, so Jenny, you have to choose, okay? Should homework be abolished? Do you say no? Okay. So on that note, you're going to give me 3 reasons why homework should not be abolished and give examples of what advantages homework can bring. Okay, are you ready?
Okay, so first of all, is I think that homework shouldn't be abolished because teacher teaches us about a lot of things that we should know about lifestyle, and sometimes we need to use that to solve problems that life really have on them. Sometimes you need to crack your head open and remember what you have learned about in school past few years, and then just solve it randomly, and then somehow you get your job. That's how homeworks are made. And second of all is homework already invented years ago, so don't think you can just change the law randomly because teacher care about you, so that's why they just give you homework randomly. I know that sometimes it can be hard, sometimes you're bad at that subject, but you just need to work hard and not be lazy, then homework will be easier for you. Third of all is I guess that having homework will help you to remember what you have learned more. Like you remember clearly, I guess.
Okay, well said. And in conclusion?
In conclusion is homework should be abolished.
Okay, excellent. Now, the next one we have there. Is cursive writing important to learn in the digital? We're not going to do this one. Should students be allowed to grade their teachers?
No. I mean, like, if teachers are bad with teaching, then you can just tell to your parents. You cannot just grade your teacher. You're just kids, and besides, kids just randomly just check what they like.
Okay, excellent. And then, are books always better? Are books always better than movie versions? What do you think?
I mean, like, sure, but it's the hand. But I guess movies are more likely to be more entertaining for the kids. And having books, that just help you to stop how to miswrite the words. Yeah.
Okay. And the next one we have there is, should school hours be shortened?
Maybe, but okay, yeah, I guess so. Because like if school hours shortened, then it'll be heaven on earth for students.
Okay, so now Jenny, you're going to tell me 3 reasons why school hours should not be shortened. Okay, are you ready?
Okay, so first of all, I think school hours should be shortened because like if the school hours shortens, then it won't be as much time for all of us to make friends. And it's make you end up lonely because how short the school times is. Second of all is, well, if school hours shorten, then more homework will arrive at our door. Literally. I mean, like, sure, the school hours ended very early, then you can go home. But that doesn't mean like you have more times at home. So of course, teacher will give you more homework than what you expect. And again, if school hours actually did shorten, then it will be a hard time for you to understand what you have learned in school, because how fast time has went and how slow you understand that some subject or some stuff you need to learn. Third of all is, well, I guess that if school hours shorten, more times for you to play at home. Sure.
Right? Perfect.
Yeah. In conclusion is, I think school hours should be shortened.
Okay. Now the next one. Should art and music be mandatory subjects in schools? What do you think?
No. But can you say that again?
Should art and music be mandatory, so compulsory that you have to take it, subjects in schools?
Well, mandatory, like be forced to?
Yes.
Okay. So, no, because like not all people are good at some subject, and then sometimes they have other stuff at home that you didn't need to know. Also is that I think that even though art and music could be a great time for the students, for what teacher thinks, a great way for students to learn about what life is, but then again, not all job has that type of subject or in, so I guess it is not really that important anyway.
Okay, well said. Okay, and what about is it better to learn a foreign language or a computer language?
What's a computer language?
Okay, so you're gonna tell me 3 reasons why it is better to learn a foreign language than a computer language. Are you ready?
But what is a computer language?
Meaning you knowing how to use the software.
But how does it call language?
So a computer language is like you click the start button, and there's certain words that you use to work with a computer.
Okay.
Alright.
So 3 reasons.
Only 3.
Okay. So first of all, is like how I would think is foreign language should be a faster and easier way for people to say. I mean, like, it will be hard at the start, but then again, if you know more and if you learn more about that language, then it will be a lot more fun way for you to talk with other people that is in the country that you have learned the language, I guess. And second of all is, talking with people on the phone will be sufficient and faster than just having to use a computer or Google to type what you need and just, well, to talk with those people. Third of all is, if you are visiting somewhere in that type of language that you haven't learned, and then you need an address or where you needed to go, but you can't because, well, you're just a foreigner and you're in a country that you don't know their language, so it will be hard times. So the in conclusion is, I think learning a foreign language should be more easier than just learning a computer language.
Okay, well done, well said. Okay, so moving on to the next part, Jenny. We are going to do some different other topics now. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a debate. Then whatever I say, you have to go against me. Okay, you have to refute it. So men are better cooks than women. Okay, so I'm going to be supporting this. You're gonna be refuting it. So I'm gonna tell you three reasons why men are better cooks than women. In my opinion, firstly, men are not afraid to work with heat and with appliances in the kitchen. They are strong and they're not scared to use it. And then secondly, men like to do some research on certain recipes, and they have been taught by their great grandparents who passed down recipes to them. And then thirdly, why I think men are better cooks than women is men men likes to be creative when it comes to certain food and how to assemble the food, how to put it together to make it very pretty and appealing. And those are the reasons I think men are better cooks than women. So, Chenny, why do you think women are better cooks than men?
Well, I'm not gonna say who's better because I would think it's about reality. Because people are not better than anyone because, well, they have their own unique life, and that doesn't mean that if people have things that are more valuable than other people, doesn't mean they can end up some respect for. They could not have respect for themselves. Then just have this battle saying that they are better than anyone. Besides, every people are equal for which ended of their lives. No one is different besides other people who life is probably like are too lazy, think they have other choice than just doing this. Well, that's on their opinion. That's how their life would choose. And then again, if you kind of think of it, if they pass on, their life will get worse if they didn't do those things. So I guess that each of people are equal of how I would think. And no one is better anyway.
Hey, that's all good reasons. Okay, I like the fact that you didn't want to choose side, okay, but in a debate, Jenny, they're going to force you to choose a side, okay, and although you feel like there's not really a person, you have to convince people why, okay, even though you might not agree with it, but you have to think of good reasons why. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay, but well done, that wasn't bad. And then, the next one, okay, you can choose the next topic.
Well, homemade food is the healthiest.
Which one?
Is a mistake.
Homemade food is the healthiest. Okay, so do you agree with this or are you going to refute it?
I'm agree.
Okay, so you can start off. You're going to give 3 reasons why, and then I'm going to refute it.
Okay, so for how I would think is, homemade food is the healthiest because it's not only healthy it's that they are so not really wasting our money just to buy stuff that we needed. Sometimes other foods that have ingredients that we have at home are much more expensive than we would have thought. And homemade food is just, an easier way to not lose money and the anxiety on how your money spending is on your day.
And in conclusion?
In conclusion is homemade food is the healthiest.
Right. And those are the reasons why I believe, okay? And then, okay, so homemade food is not the healthiest. 3 reasons why I believe that is, although we might think that we are trying to cook more healthier food, we still make use of oil, which is not a good supplement for our body. Second of all is for food to be healthy, you need to have a lot of nutrients to feed the body and to make it full of energy and to boost it. However, sometimes we like to be lazy and don't cook it the right way, so it can fill us with the right nutrients. And then sometimes homemade food are more fattening because we like to eat a greasy food, which tastes really nice and it's got a lot of flavor in. So that doesn't necessarily mean that it is healthy because that contains a lot of sugar. So in conclusion, I believe that homemade food is not the healthiest depending on which food you choose to make and eat. Okay. Now let's do one more, Jenny. You can choose any of the other topics.
Well, people who love to eat are always the best people. That is how I make the confusion over here.
People who love to eat are always the best people. So meaning they are the happiest.
Oh, huh.
Do you want to do that one?
Maybe, because I want to make life harder.
Okay, so but now you're going to refute it.
Okay.
Yeah, are you ready?
Yeah.
Now you can start.
So people who love to eat are always the best people. Now to me, I think it will be the opposite for what I'm thinking. Because people who love to eat is not always the best people who what you think for. People have their own personality, mean that they're sometimes not the best and they sometimes is the best. Depend if you know them more and then you can see the real them. Sometimes sure, those people are a fun way to hang out and will have same opinion, blah blah. But it depends on different people. It's not always the same people that you always met that you think they love to eat equal best people. No. It depends on their personality. So I don't think that this sentence is right. So in my conclusion is people who love to eat are always the best, or not always the best people. It depends.
Okay. Depends, okay. So the reason why I believe people who love to eat are always the best people, because food makes people happy. Okay, there's nothing better than a chocolate or something sweet that can light up someone's day, even if they feeling down. Some people are emotional eaters, which helps them to be in a better mood. And some people who loves to try out new recipes or who likes different flavors, they're the ones who enjoy life. So if they can enjoy a good meal, they can enjoy life and be happy. And for those reasons, I believe, in conclusion, that people who love to eat are always the best people to be around with and are happy people.
Huh.
Okay. So Jenny, on that note, did you enjoy today's session?
Yeah.
Was it fun?
It was fun, but also stressful for my brain.
Why? Stressful for your brain? You're so intelligent.
No, because sometimes I would just like being too picky about everything. Like if people say that, oh, would you like to do this or would you like to do this, I would always say I'm too lazy to get out that because well maybe I'm a bit too lazy, but I always take that because well I don't like to do it.
Okay, well, Jenny, you did great today. I'm very proud of you. You must have a great day and a great week. I'll see you on Sunday. Bye-bye, Jenny. Well done.
Goodbye. Have great days.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.